Hi folks, welcome again to the channel. Juan here from Physical Media EU. Today we're gonna review the Steelbook release of Paprika in 4K. Hello again and thanks for tuning in for another review, this time this Steelbook release of Paprika in 4K. But before we start, I would like to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, if you're interested in physical media, especially Blu-ray reviews and also soundtracks in vinyl. You can also find me on Instagram with the same handle, Physical Media EU, where I post detailed pictures of all the items that I review. Now yes, let's begin with the review of Paprika. So first of all, for me, this is an upgrade from my old Blu-ray. This is an American release right here. And when I started collecting 4K, one of the first movies that I wished it had a 4K release was Paprika, as I thought it's a movie that can benefit a lot from the features of 4K. And Paprika, a movie from 2006, I have watched in a film festival back in my hometown, and since then it has been one of my favorite animated movies. The mastermind behind it is Satoshi Kon, who also made Perfect Blue and Tokyo Godfathers. So that's a very solid resume. Now let's begin by taking a look at the Steelbook. I apologize for the reflection, but that's why I post pictures on Instagram. So here on the front, you can see the face of Paprika. Here you have the back. You can see both at the same time. And then on the inside, this release includes the 4K and the Blu-ray, as you can see here, and a little bit more detail on the 4K disc and the Blu-ray. And here you can see the inside on both sides. So definitely a very beautiful Steelbook. In addition, the Steelbook came with this J card. You can see the back here that has some synopsis of the movie, some technical details, and also the contents for the bonus features. This is a German release from Plion Pictures, so the text here is in German. So now that we have seen the presentation of the release, let's talk about picture quality. Paprika, as I said at the beginning, I think it's a movie that benefits a lot from the features of 4K, because it is a very colorful movie. That's one of the most stunning things that you see when you first watch the film. So being able to enhance that with HDR is something very delightful for the eyes. Paprika, if you don't know, is a movie that is divided between dreams and reality. So in one of the extras, they mentioned that they try to emphasize the HDR for the dream scenes, for example. And in that video, they explain a lot of the effort that they put regarding the visual restoration of the movie. And together with the Dolby Vision, the movie looks great. And as a fan that has been waiting for upgrading the Blu-ray into a 4K, I can say that I'm very happy with the results. The audio track for the original language, Japanese, is also amazing. And is the only one, this is important to mention, is the only one of the audio tracks that has Dolby Atmos. Even though the movie has several audio tracks in different languages, the only one that has Dolby Atmos is Japanese. And the difference between Dolby Atmos and the other Master 5.1 DTH HD versions is huge. When I was just changing from the remote control from one track to the other, you could really hear the same voices, right? The characters and the music and everything was like dramatic change. So even though it can be tempting to watch the movie with English audio, for example, definitely I recommend watch it in the original language because it sounds so much better. Talking about languages, the release also comes with several subtitles. I can find them here. It says German, French, Italian, Spanish, Korean, Turkish, Mandarin, and English. So that's pretty solid. And in addition, as you saw, there is the 4K disc and also the Blu-ray. But the Blu-ray, even though this is a German release, is actually region unlocked, so you can play it in any region player. And this is important because the bonus features, or most of them, are only on the Blu-ray. There's only one bonus feature in the 4K disc, which is one that talks about the restoration of the movie, which I thought it was very interesting and technical enough, maybe, to see how much effort they put in the restoration of the movie. That video is about 8 minutes long, but on the Blu-ray there are plenty other extras. Let me find them here. So there is a documentary of making of, which is 30 minutes long. There are 2 other featurettes. There's another one called Fantasy Art. There's a filmmaker commentary audio track, storyboards, and trailer. So if you want to get this movie in 4K, there are no other releases at this time. This just came out last week. So at the moment it's the only version available. I imagine that at some point there will be a standard release, but for now this is the only option. And the last thing I want to mention is that this is a Sony catalog release, so it is also available in the US, also in Steelbook presentation. And one curiosity is that here you can see it has the Milan Records logo here, and I just found out that was also present in the old Blu-ray down here. And I mention this because back, I think it was late 2019 or maybe beginning of 2020, Milan Records announced that they were going to press the soundtrack of Paprika on vinyl. But then, because of the pandemic, it got postponed and definitely and it actually never came out, which is a real shame because Paprika has an amazing soundtrack, and if that gets pressed, I will definitely pre-order right away. So that was it for the review. I hope you liked it. If you did, please consider subscribing and let me know in the comments if you have watched Paprika or Perfect Blue and if you're planning to get this 4K release. Besides that, remember that I will post detailed pictures of this release on Instagram. You can find the handle up here, Physical Media EU, where you are of course invited to follow as well. Thank you so much for watching and see you all at Okie Dogs.